Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I have a review for you guys. I have been using these products for quite a while, and some of you have recently asked me to do a review on them, so I'm definitely going to give that to you today. So basically what this review is going to be on is on the Marc Jacobs Coconut Primer and also the Remarcable foundation that you guys have been seeing me use in my past couple tutorials already. So full disclosure, just before we get into it, because I'm sure some people have already noticed this, a lot of beauty bloggers, beauty vloggers have been using these products, and that's because Marc Jacobs Beauty did reach out to a whole bunch of us to ask if we would like to try out the product for a review to see what we thought. But full disclosure, just so you guys know, me personally, I am not getting paid to do this video. They did not ask me to do a video. They didn't even ask us to, well, I mean, I'm only gonna speak for myself, but I'm pretty sure it was the same kind of deal across the board for everyone that got sent these products. But they didn't even ask for like a shout out on Instagram, nothing like that. They just basically asked for like if we would care to try the product, and in hopes if we liked it enough we could talk about it, so on and so forth. But I'm not getting paid for any of this, nor is this a sponsored video. I am just truly going to give you my opinion on these products, and just because you guys asked for it. So basically, I'm going to start off with the coconut primer because this is what actually got sent first, and it's what I have been using the longest. So this is the Marc Jacobs Coconut Primer. I have mentioned before that it is very similar. It's the same kind of idea as the Too Faced Hangover Primer. So it is more of that moisturizing primer. I will say though, if you are someone that is extremely dry, this is probably not going to be moisturizing enough for you. If you're someone that's oily like me, this is a really good primer to use just to have a more of like a smooth surface as far as like hydrated and plump. And also, I feel like it does really help with the longevity of the foundation. Like, it does really allow the foundation to stay stuck to your face and really intact. So I personally have been loving this foundation. I have personally been loving this primer. You guys have seen me use it in my past tutorials consistently, but I will say this though, and you are going to see this in the clip where I am actually applying both primer and foundation, is that I don't use this primer alone typically. What I do like to do is actually put this primer all over my entire face, but just in the center, especially on my nose and inner cheek area, I do like to go in with the Makeup Forever Step 1 Smoothing, because I'm someone that I have larger pores in that area, and this primer has that more silicone feel, and that's what actually helps fill in those pores. So together, match made in heaven for me. Alone, it is really good if you don't have problem areas such as large pores or fine lines. And if you are super dry, I wouldn't really recommend it for you. It has a light scent, a super light scent. Like, if you're not even paying attention or looking for it, you probably won't even notice it. But if you do really think about it, it does have a slight coconut scent to it. So it's actually really nice. And it's a little bit thicker than the Too Faced Hangover Primer. A little bit, not so much, but just a little bit to where you can feel the difference in consistency. And I actually like the feel of this more. But the coconut primer from Too Faced is actually a lot more hydrating, so if you are really dry, that's one I would recommend for you. But if you're more in that normal to combination to oily skin range, this one would be a really good option for you, especially if you don't like those silicone primers. Now, the price point is another thing, and I know it's a bit of an issue. I'm gonna look up the price on Sephora right now on my phone to tell you guys what the price point is on their website. So this primer is $44. It's a hefty price, I'm not gonna lie. Honestly, to be honest with you, I probably wouldn't have even desired to pick this up if it was just up to me, but since it was sent to me, that's obviously how I came across it and started to try it. But for $44, I'm not gonna say it's extremely worth the splurge. I definitely wouldn't say that this is something like, yes, you definitely need to drop the $44 right now, just because it's such in that in-between zone, whether or not it's gonna really help super dry skin, but it's not something that's necessarily the ideal primer that someone with really oily skin's gonna want either. It's just like right in that middle, to where if you have like that normal skin type and you want to splurge on a high-end primer, then this would probably be one that's an option for you. As far as it meeting certain needs, I don't really know. I can't say that it's something that I would say is worth the $44, especially if you want something that's just gonna help with like longevity. You guys know the Nivea aftershave is one of the primers that I like to use for that purpose. It works really well. If you want to use something to like fill in the pores, I believe that the Benefit Professional is around the $34 price range, so it's like about $10 less, and it does that. It actually has like a targeted purpose. So I want to say, if you really just want to treat yourself and you just want to try something new, then give it a go. But if not, save your money. Now, on the contrary, so the primer got sent in a package with a voucher to try out the Remarcable foundation. So of course I took up the opportunity to try that out as well. So with that package, they sent over the Remarcable foundation and also the Face 3 brush that they have in conjunction with this foundation. So I was so hesitant on trying this, only because from what I had seen from other people, it reminded me a lot of the NARS All Day Luminous foundation. You guys know I like that foundation, I obviously use it, but it's one of those foundations where you get a little iffy because it's a very thin foundation, but it packs a lot of pigment. So you get a full coverage, but only a little bit is what you need to use. If you apply too much, it is a mess. It is awful. One of the biggest mistakes I was using with that NARS foundation is that I was actually applying too much in the beginning, and it would literally just start to like crumble on my face at some point in the day. It looked very greasy, it just looked very cakey, my skin felt awful. And it was because I found out I was actually using too much of the product. You're actually only supposed to use about 2 to 3 pumps of that, 3 at the most, because it has so much pigment that when you put on too much, it's literally just too much for your face to handle. And with a thinner layer, it actually does the job perfectly. So that was one of the mistakes I made, and that's because I really just like a lot of coverage. So it was just something out of habit for me. So with this foundation, I was like, okay, I already know what to expect. It's supposed to be one of those that packs on. Sorry, I keep looking out this way because my window's right here and I keep seeing like the cars pass by. I'm like a dog, like, huh? So it's one of those foundations that packs a lot of coverage with only a little bit of product. I will say this, the one thing that I do not like about it is the fact that it isn't in a pump. It actually has like a dropper. It's not even a dropper, it's just kind of like a little metal stick. Not metal, I think it's glass, where you can like dot onto your face. Not the most hygienic of products, you know, I like my pumps for that reason, but I mean, I can look past it. So for this foundation, I'm just gonna come right off the bat and tell you what the price is for the foundation, because it is a lot pricier than the primer. This foundation is at $55. One of the most expensive foundations in my foundation collection. The only one that I have that beats this price point is gonna be the Bobbi Brown Intensive Skin Supplement Foundation, whatever it was called. I believe that one's at $60, so this one's at $55. It's right up there with very pricey foundations. I'm not someone that I condone buying a super pricey foundation unless you really find that it makes a difference for you. For me, if like a foundation is super awesome, then obviously you kind of justify spending as much as you want on it. After using this foundation for about a week and a half already or so, I've been using it every day. I mean, it's pretty much my go-to foundation right now because I really wanted to give it a fair shot and try. I can't believe I'm saying this, but honestly, I really love this foundation, and I honestly would say that when I run out of this, I'm probably going to repurchase it. Like, I'm about like 90% sure I want to keep this in my collection. This foundation is so good, but again, if you are dry, I would not recommend this foundation to you at all. If you're someone that's combination to oily, this is an extremely good foundation to use. One of the reasons why I like it the most is because it offers such a full coverage, and you're gonna see that in my application portion of this video, but a little goes a long way. And also, it doesn't have a super matte finish, so you're not feeling super dry or too matte or flat looking, but it just gives such a natural look to the skin. I don't know how to explain it. Like right now, looking at myself in the viewfinder and also this mirror that I have in front of me, I don't feel like I look dry, but I don't feel like I look super, super dewy. I feel like I just look normal, if that makes sense. And that's actually really hard in between to find, especially if you're extremely oily like myself. So I really appreciate that in this foundation. Also, the longevity of this foundation is incredible. It honestly doesn't even start to move or break on me or even look too dewy until about the 12-hour mark. So that is like a really incredible wear of this foundation. I personally think it is the best foundation that markets itself as one of those lightweight full coverage. So out of those types of foundations, the three that I have is the YSL, what's it called? It was one that YSL came out with that same concept. You only need a little bit, but it has so much pigment that it's full coverage. The NARS All Day Luminous, and then this one. Out of all of those three foundations, this one beats it the most. I mean, this one is the #1 foundation that I have found that is lightweight but full coverage. So the NARS one is just still a little too luminous for me after about 4 hours. This one lasts a lot longer. It looks fresher for a lot longer. The fact that you only need a little bit and it goes a long way is pretty good, and that's pretty much your bang for your buck. Also, the undertone in this foundation is very yellow, which you guys know I am all about that yellowness to my foundation because it doesn't make me look so dead and pale. So I really appreciate that. And the way that I picked out my foundation shade was, since you had to get it online, I didn't even want to take the risk. I actually went to Sephora and swatched them there, and then that's how I picked out, and that's actually how I picked out which foundation shade was going to be the best match for me. So I'm in the shade Ivory 12. I believe this is the second to the lightest shade, and I really love the color on me. Once I start to have my oils push through around that like 12-hour mark, that's when the foundation does start to oxidize on me a little bit, but it's really not that big of a difference, nor do I really mind, because I like my foundation to be a little bit darker anyway. So the color is really good, the formula is really good, it feels great, honestly. It's like I said, such little goes a long way. Application wise, I wish it wasn't a pump. That's like the one thing I could knock it for. Like 1 being don't buy it, to 10 being it's a must have. For me personally, I'm someone extremely oily and I love full coverage and a long wear. I'm gonna give this an 8.5 because it is really like up there for me. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna repurchase this. I think it's definitely worth the splurge on my end, you know. So we have the primary foundation. The last thing I just want to touch base on is going to be the brush that came with it. Again, this brush is super pricey. This one I believe is $55 as well. So the brush is designed to be very dense. It's so dense that it is very full, as you can see here. It is very soft to the touch. The brush feels great. I have been using the brush with this foundation since I've been trying it out. I haven't used any other brush with it, so I can't tell you exactly how any other foundation tool works with the foundation. But I will say, if you're gonna buy the foundation, I think it's definitely worth holding off on the brush at first and just use a kabuki brush, because I'm more than positive that any kabuki brush is gonna work just as well with that foundation, just because it's thin but it's full coverage. So anything that's really dense is just going to spread this out really evenly, almost mimicking your fingers, but of course not leaving any streaks. So the brush is good, I'm not gonna lie, like it is a good brush, but for that price point, I'm pretty sure you can find a cheaper alternative. That's just my opinion, or that's at least what I would do first. So that's basically my opinion of these products. Like I said, you guys know that I wouldn't recommend something for you if I didn't think it was worth the money, just because I can't really justify purchases that are really extravagant or really high-end unless they really make a difference or have a really good purpose, especially for your needs. So hopefully this video was a little bit informative for you. So those are my opinions on the products, my full review. We're gonna jump to a clip where I'm applying the foundation just so you guys can see how well it covers with that thin layer, also with the brush and the primer and all of that. So let's just jump to that right now.
Savoring this moment.
I applied the foundation, I of course went in with like my highlight and contour and like my powders and all that, you know, finished off my makeup. And this is how it looks with everything on. You guys have seen my past tutorials where I've used this foundation, how it looks, the end result. Like I said, I've just really been liking the way that it makes my skin look. I feel like it looks really smooth as well. And it just stays intact for a long time. It's full coverage. It does what I want my foundation to do. So I hope this video was helpful. Once again, I will definitely try my best to get a video up on Friday, you guys. I'm not too sure how that's looking, but I'm thinking I can sneak in a video tomorrow, even though it's going to be Thanksgiving. So I won't see you guys tomorrow, but I probably will more than likely have a video up for Friday. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. Have a lot of fun with your family, your loved ones, or friends, and pig out. I know I will. So that's it for now. I'll see you guys then. Bye, guys.